Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is Bills Chiefs. This is Patrick Mahomes' first ever road playoff game. That's everybody's talking point. The Bills are favored, -2.5. A little bit of a surprising spread. The Bills are favored against the Chiefs in the playoffs. I know that the Bills are at home, but that's a little bit of an interesting spread. We pick spreads on this show. Total's 46.5. We'll give it to Jacob.
So the only game that I predicted well a week ago was, unfortunately for the Rooney boys, the Steelers-Bills game. I said that in typical Bills fashion, they're going to look dominant. Josh Allen's going to play well. They're going to win comfortably by 2 touchdowns. And then if you remember, I added they'll probably lose their next game because now they're going to have expectations. They're going to be at home against Patrick Mahomes this time. They're going to be favored. Offense looks good. Josh Allen didn't have a turnover a week ago. I don't know when the last game was when he didn't have a turnover, but played a clean game. I think that the Chiefs are, going to find every which way to gain a mindset of we're the underdogs. No one believes in us. No one wants us to be there. And I trust their coach more. I trust their quarterback more and their defense especially, which played very well against Tua, high-powered offense, and the Dolphins, even though it was in like 20 below. So it was really tough to judge how well the Dolphins were going to actually play. But I am going to go with the Chiefs +2.5, and I am going to pick them to win outright. It would be great if we see kind of a changing of the guard in the AFC from the Chiefs to the Bills as far as which is going to be that top contender. But I think that even though it should be a great crowd in Orchard Park, it doesn't look like there's going to be any blizzards for this week, so it should just be cold weather, and hopefully not too much wind. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to upset, which is funny to say that, upset the Bills because they're +2.5 and win outright in advance of the AFC title game.
It hurts me to take this game. It hurts me to talk about this game because my team's supposed to be here. We're supposed to be in a revenge game. That wasn't the Chiefs team we saw in the regular season by any means at all. They were shooting shit. They were firing off on all cylinders. It was actually insane. I've never seen them play like that all year. So, with that being said, I think right now, if the players on this team continue to show up how they do for Patrick Mahomes in the last game, I think the Chiefs are going to cover the spread and potentially win the game, honestly.
We're always going to look back. Something's going to happen this game, whether it's a coin toss, whether there's the 13 seconds to drive down the field and then push it to OT. There's games are always going to be a classic. Usually these classics end up in favor of Kansas City. I think this year, the Buffalo Bills will finally handle their business and get theirs. Didn't say anything about a Super Bowl. Just make it to the AFC Championship. Still have to face a really good Ravens/Texas team. We talked about that earlier. With that being said, I like the Bills to cover here. I think Orchard Park will be rocking the boat. There is something that scares me about the Bills, and it's their defense, specifically their secondary. Nothing against our boy Kyer. He had a studly game, but just they are really beat up. Rasul Douglas, Benford. I think their D-line really helps them with Ed Oliver and Greg Rousseau playing out of their minds. But the Chiefs have some weapons at receiver, not as they previously had it in years prior, but nonetheless, give me the Bills here to cover the spread, finally make it to the AFC Championship, and hopefully put up a good fight there.
First of all, I just want to say shout out to Kyer. Hasn't played for majority of the season. Got a pick when they were trying him. They threw it to him to play before, and everybody in the world knew that they were going to throw at him, and he caught a pick in the end zone at the 5-yard line, which was incredibly tough for the Steelers' point of view. Obviously, I'm a Steelers fan. That was a tough game to watch. Those of us in South Florida had a tornado warning for the entire first half. That made it even tougher to watch. But regardless of all of that, I think that this game is going to be an all-time classic. I hate that the Steelers aren't playing the Ravens, but I think that this game, Patrick Mahomes going to Buffalo, which we've never seen Patrick Mahomes in an environment other than Kansas City in the playoffs. And this is the entire best environment that you could imagine in Buffalo with the weather going, all the elements. I hope that this game is going to be an all-time classic. I think that it's going to be. The Buffalo Bills have some holes. The Kansas City Chiefs have some holes. I think that this game is going to going to, be back and forth all games, going to come down to the end. If it comes down to the end, which I think it's going to, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, Josh Allen is a fantastic player. He tore apart the Steelers. I think that Patrick Mahomes is a better player. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go on a little run. It's going to probably be Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs next week. That's going to be a crazy game, all-time game as well. Hopefully, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs plus 2.5. I'm surprised that they're underdogs, honestly, in this game. I know it's in Buffalo. Give me the Chiefs plus 2.5.
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills here, minus 2.5, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I just want to point out that the referees of this game are going to have an absolute nightmare on their hands with what to call and when to call it, because what kind of like late touches are they going to call? Whatever. It's going to be a shit show. I don't even know if Tony Romo and Jim Nantz are calling the game, but I pray to God not. They probably are. All that aside, these are two teams coming out, and whoever comes out, is going far. But I do think that the Bills are firing on all cylinders right now. I agree that their defense is a little bit shaky, but I think the key for them is if guys, especially like Oliver and Russo, can get pressure on Mahomes, that's going to be big for them. And I think Josh Allen is one of those quarterbacks who is very good at evading pressure and getting that ball out quick. And with the arm of his, throw it to anybody. But also another thing the Bills do is they get out to hot starts a lot and then kind of lose themselves, and that's when it gets sloppy turnovers, incomplete drives, all of that. But I do think that for the first time in playoffs, the Chiefs I think this is their first real test on the road of coming in, and they're coming into hostile territory here. This isn't Arrowhead. You're not getting the crowd in your favor. You're not getting the cool Andy Reid shots, although they're probably cool Andy Reid shots. Taylor Swift's not getting the biggest hospitality suite in the area. I hope Buffalo sticks her in like.
You think she's gonna be there?
If she is, I hope like Buffalo sticks her in like the 400 level with like all the grease balls and makes her grit it out like the rest of them.
I mean, Taylor Swift can buy a suite if she wants to buy a suite.
Don't let her buy it. Sell them all out. Say they're all booked up. But still, that's not to the point here. I just think the Bills need to play a full 60 minutes, and I think the Bills are the team that's going to win this game.
I think this is the year he does it. I think they're hot at the right time. We saw like I said earlier, we saw the Bengals and the Rams do this, and they got hot at the right time, and I think they're hot at the right time, and I think they're going to beat the Chiefs finally, and Josh Allen finally get to the AFC Championship. So I'm going to take the Bills, and I'm going to take the over.
Hey, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.